welcome to episode 19. I know it's late, so no excuses. Let's just dive straight in.
Everything is covered. Covered in dust. Oh my gosh, look at it. I'm just doing a quick video to show you why that John spends days sanding the plaster. So this is a section of the ceiling that hasn't been sanded, and that is a section that has. I'll zoom out, but I think you can see it better when it's zoomed in. This is all kind of textured. It's got a real sort of rough texture to it. And that's all nice and smooth as a baby's bum. Does mean he ends up looking like that though.
True.
It's so much.
There is.
Go around and see where. I'm just going to go around the edges and you can see how much there is. It's not so much dust as it is a thick layer. Yeah, like a thick powder. I won't show you behind the fridge. And the plugs. It's just everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere. There's a perfect handprint on the floor here.
Is that?
Yes.
So in amongst all the excitement of having the kitchen finished and the garden coming to life and summer hitting us, we did have a rather stressful time with one of our cats, Jabari. He started to first not eat as much as usual, and he's the biggest piggy of the lot of them, so that was worrying in itself. And then he started to walk around with his head kind of hanging down. I'll pop a picture up, and we knew something was wrong, so we carted him off to the vet. And I thought that I had heard him breathing with difficulty, so they checked his lungs and everything. And the first time we took him in, they x-rayed him. They x-rayed his pelvis, around his head, because we had touched his head, somewhere around his head, but we weren't sure where. And he'd winced, and he'd made a noise. So I was worried he'd been like clipped by a car or something. But all the x-rays came back fine. They couldn't find anything wrong, so he came home. But it got worse, and I took him back in again a few days later, and another vet saw him, and she said, "Oh, I think he's got what was it? Some like respiratory infection or something." And I was like, "Okay," but she checked his nose to see if he was breathing out both his nostrils equally, and she checked his chest, and they couldn't find anything wrong. And so we went home with some essential oil that we had to pop into hot water, and we had to put him in his cat carrier with a blanket over the top, with this bowl of hot water outside so that he can inhale the fumes. Oh my God, he did not like that. I even tried to sit with him under the blanket, with this bowl of hot water. And I mean, you've got to be so careful, because you're going to burn yourself with the hot water, and you've got a cat with claws who does not want to be under a blanket inhaling fumes from hot water and essential oil. And this went on, I don't know, I think we took him to the vet 3 or 4 times, until eventually the side of his neck started swelling, and we were like, "Oh God, that's it." So back to the vet again. And they said, "Yep, he's got an abscess," and the abscess needed to be lanced and drained. And we brought him home, and he had to stay indoors for 7 days. Now, our cats are all very, very happy outdoor cats. As you know, we live quite rural. There's not anyone around us. So they lead a very, very happy, carefree life. It was okay for the first couple of days. I kept him in the bedroom with me, and I tried to work in the bedroom, and he was a little bit subdued anyway, because they'd lanced it and there was this massive hole. I can put a picture, but look away for the next 5 seconds. So he had this big hole in his neck, and we had to keep making sure it was clean, and I had to squirt iodine in it, and for the first day he was fine. He was very happy. Yay, I get to be with mum all day, and this is fun, and I've got my own private crunchy bowl and my own private litter tray, and I get to look out the window, and everything's fine. But after 5 days, he was a nightmare, and so we took him outside, supervised visits, so that he didn't, because the hole hadn't closed, and we were worried about something getting inside, and then it closing, and then infection and stuff. But anyway, eventually we got there, and it closed up, and it was incredible. I mean, the hole was just insane, but it closed up, and he's loads better now, and within a very short time he was back to himself, and eating like a pig again. So, but it just goes to show you how quickly these things happen, and you think everything's fine, and then all of a sudden, bam, life throws you a curveball. But anyway, he's great now.
It's a hard life being a regular cat. Very hard. One must rest. One must rest in order to restore one's energy.
So that's it for this episode. John has been having a sort of a slowdown after the hecticness of the kitchen. So he's been doing a lot of rearranging, a lot of throwing out, clearing out. The problem we've run into is that because we used to have so many rooms here in the barn which we could use for storage, and now as we complete rooms our storage space is getting smaller and smaller. So every time he finishes a project he has to have a big rearrange, and he's been doing that to clear out the library, because ultimately the library is the last room on the ground floor that really needs doing, and we would like to see that done next. However, the next project that John is going to be doing is installing the flues and chimneys for the 2 wood burners. So as you know, we've got the one in the kitchen and we've got one in the living room, and we're going to buy insulated flues, but that means 2 great big holes need to be made through the stone wall. I'm not looking forward to the dust. And they need to be installed, and we would like to get that done before Christmas, because obviously we need heating, because we use the wood burners for heating. So yeah, so the last couple of weeks have been lots of little itty bitty pieces. So I think that's also partly why the video was delayed. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. And then slowly but surely you'll see now where we'll get into the wood burner project. So that's it for now. If you have any questions about the renovation, or anything about what we've done, or anything you would like to know about the barn or the countryside or the life that we lead here, please just drop us a comment or message me, or just let us know, because I'm only too happy to answer them in the next episode. But that's it for now, so I will see you soon in episode 20. Bye for now.